That was cool. Heading over to my uncle's house to finish swapping over his electrical box outside of his house, and I just stopped after the first turnoff here. It looked like about a 6-point. Ran across the road in front of me and it stopped over there in the yard. I hope you guys could see it. I couldn't tell if I could see him through the viewfinder or not. That was pretty cool. But I'll bring you guys back here in just a minute when I get to his house and kind of give you an idea of what's been going on. I'll see you in a few. Hey guys, just finishing up out here at my uncle's house. We had to replace the panel on his house, the one I did the heat pump on early in the summer. We put him a larger box in here, more spaces, because he was basically out of room for breakers. So needless to say, that was kind of an ordeal. I had to have the electric system come out and pull the meter and turn the power off. Then I had to raise the meter base probably 3 inches in order to get the electrical panel in underneath it and still have all the wires come through out of the house in the right spot. So this has been kind of a fun little project. I'll bring you guys back when I get back to the house and give you a little bit more idea of what's been going on. See you later. Take care. Hey guys, just kind of show you what I'm working on today. It's a 2000 Dodge extra cab pickup truck. Traded my Mustang for this. No, I didn't. I'm just joking. Actually, it's my uncle's truck, and he hit a deer with it back about a month ago. And of course the deer went right through the brush guard and took the grill out. It's all busted up and the plating's coming off of it. It also got his bug shield on top. It's in pieces. I removed it. It got the driver's side headlight and parking light, and we've since replaced it with a new part that I got, and I'm still waiting on the bug shield to come in. And he said he thought that it might have damaged the washer tank for the windshield, because he thought it was leaking fluid out of it, but come to find out is actually the washer motor itself, the pump. The water's leaking out the back side of it. So I just got done going to the auto parts store and bought a new one, and as well as some washer fluid to go in it, and I'll be changing that out. Any of you guys have never had to fool with any of these Dodge trucks, this is my first one. I didn't realize in order to get the frame in behind the headlight mechanism that holds basically the two bulb assemblies in place, it's kind of like a framework or a spider or something that goes in behind there. Where the deer hit this thing so hard, it had actually pushed the brush guard back toward the hood, to where the hood actually touched it when it opened, and it had actually pivoted the bumper up somewhat. So I had to take the bolts loose underneath the frame rail. Of course, you probably can't see up under there. And pivot both of them out as far as I could without taking the bolts completely off. Get the framework in behind these, then get both of them snapped back into place. So I finally got all of that done. I'm still waiting on, like I said, the bug piece and the grill. I ordered them a new one of each, and they should be here sometime next week, and we'll get that changed out. Like I said, it pretty well Swiss cheese this thing. I'm going to try and take some buffing compound and clean off this stain around the top of the hood here, where all the dirt and stuff gathers up. That's the only thing I really don't like about these bug shield and stuff. They kind of protect the paint, but they trap a lot of debris and stuff down in behind them. So I've got kind of mixed feelings about them. Yeah, they look cool. They keep the bug damage down to a minimum, I guess, but you know, you can kind of tell by the discoloration here that it's held a lot of dirt and a lot of moisture stuff in behind that. So, you know, I don't think I'd want to put one on my truck. Of course, I'm going to have to do some work on mine next spring. I'm going to have to repaint it. All the clear coat's coming off of it. But that's the only thing wrong with the truck. It's a beautiful truck. It's, like I said, a 2000. I don't know how many miles he's got on it. Probably quite a few, because he just retired and he lived in Nashville, and he's been driving back and forth up here quite a bit. So, but it's got a nice bed liner in it with a mat and everything. Super good shaped truck. Of course, he's got the running boards on it. And now I can't find the keys because I put them in my pocket. There we go. See how many miles he's got on this thing. Sorry for the shaky cam. 199,245. Wow. But 90% of that's probably highway miles. Like I said, the thing starts and runs really well. Look under the hood here. The thing drives pretty good. The only other thing I noticed about it, I'm not sure if any of you Dodge guys can tell me what this is. I kind of looked around underneath it. It needs upper ball joints because the boots are ripped. But if you can listen to this, I can't really tell if that's coming from like the upper control arm bushings here where they bolt on the frame, or if it's coming from the upper ball joints, or what's going on. Of course, none of this stuff, surprisingly, I guess they're original, have alamites in them so that you can grease anything. So I'm getting it all finished up, and I'm going to give it back to him and just tell him he may need to take it somewhere and have him check the front end and stuff, because it's squeaking is kind of annoying. You'll be driving down the road and you can hear it in the truck. But it seems like it's worse on the passenger side, because it doesn't do it on the driver's side, which is the side he hit the deer on. So I'm still not real sure what that is. If any of you guys have a clue what I should check, or a way to narrow that down, maybe the spring saddles that the springs are setting in or something. I've sprayed a little lubricant around in there, just trying to kind of eliminate what it is. If any of you know, just kind of give me a shout out or reply to the video or something. Just let me know what's going on. Sorry for the lack of videos. I've been pretty busy. Of course, I understand that's just a cop-out. Most of you guys are busy too. But I'll try to make a concentrated effort to get out here and hit the record button more and let y'all know what's going on in this end of the country. Trying to get everything, help him finish up on his truck. I did some work over at his house. We changed his electrical box and stuff out. Matter of fact, I think I did some video of that. If I can find it, I'll try and tack it on the end of this and let you all see what I was doing there. Not been a whole lot of work working on my Mustang or anything. Like I said, I was helping him and him doing this. I guess I just need to make a more concentrated effort to get out of the house and get up here and get something done, particularly since it's such nice weather. Today's Sunday, and it's like 60-something degrees out here, so you couldn't ask for nicer weather. So, Darren, I saw got caught up on your videos a little while ago. I hope you're having fun at that birthday party this evening. Good luck getting all your stuff done, my friend, before your surgery in 9 weeks. If anybody can bust that stuff out of there in 9 weeks, it's you. But I have no doubt that you'll get it knocked out, and then good luck with your surgery when that comes about. I'm sure everything will turn out fine. With that, I'm going to kind of turn the camera off for a few minutes and get that pump and stuff changed out, and then I'll try and bring you back and show you a little bit more stuff. See you later. Bye. Now that I got the pump out to where you can see it a little bit better, I was going to show you where it was actually leaking the water out of it. It was coming out right here at this joint, right between the I guess you call it the motor housing and the pump housing. Took it a little while before it to leak. I took the reservoir off, which in and of itself was quite a bit of fun. The way Dodge saw fit to do this, they've got little slots right here that slide down in there, as well as one at the very bottom into a holder. But they've also got some like buttons or something in behind this. You have to stick something in behind there and kind of pry the whole assembly out away from the radiator shroud just a little bit to get those buttons to clear two holes that they snap into. Then the whole thing will slide up out of here. But you've got the radiator hose in the way. So needless to say, I had to take the clamp off, take the radiator hose back, catch the coolant that came out. Then I took them out, cleaned the tank out really good, cleaned it up inside, and poured it full of water, and then capped off the two holes. You got one that's for your float switch right there, which tells you when you're getting low on fluid, so you'll know to replace it. And then of course the pump goes in the very bottom beneath that. I capped both of them off, filled it up with water, and there was no leaks. I put everything back together and everything looked fine. I drove it down to my house because I don't have any water turned on up here right now, and filled it up with water and watched it for a little while, and it was fine. I came back out about 15 minutes later, And like I said, there was water coming out between the seam of this right here. So luckily enough, this thing's on like 16 bucks. The tank, even the cheapest one I found on like eBay or somewhere, was like 75, and if you go to the dealership, it's over 100. The new one does come with a new gasket. Highly recommend putting that on there because it even looks a little bit different, and I'm sure that this one, being original, is probably not in the best of shape anyway. So I got that all shoved in there, and I'm going to plug this pump in here real quick. Not sure how well you guys can see. It's kind of tough to get to because it's right down here at the very bottom. It's kind of in front of everything else. But you can turn it, put it in there, and then kind of spin it up to where you want it. And then of course the hose here plugs onto the bottom. I'd recommend sticking it on there first because the electrical plug actually goes on above that. And it might make it a little bit harder to get to. There we go. And now the electrical plug, will snap him on there. Okay, it's seated. I don't like the way that looks. That doesn't look like it goes up on there all the way or something. I guess it's as far as it goes. Alright. And now we'll put some little orange Kool-Aid in there and see how it does. If it leaks, you guys will be laughing at me, I'm sure. So find something to open that with. I kind of like this stuff. It's made by Rain-X. It works really well. It's got kind of like a detergent base to it. Let me see if I can do this and without dumping it everywhere. Well, that wasn't too bad. Plus, it's also got like an antifreeze built into it too, so it actually will help de-ice your windshield. Like frost stuff, I wouldn't depend on it if I had, you know, like a 1/4 inch of ice or something on there. All I'd do is just eat your windshield wipers up. But for light frost or something, it'd probably be pretty good. I also like the colored type better because you can kind of see where you're at in your reservoir. The blue doesn't show up really well. The orange shows up quite a bit better. I think that's full enough. Okay, and I ain't believing this. Something is still leaking. Okay, what's going on here? I think I'm going to pull that hose off and chop a little bit of that off and then stick it back on there. At least it doesn't look like it's leaking out of the pump anymore, so that's good. The end of that hose may be compromised. I'll chop part of that off and I'll bring you guys back here in just a minute. Okay, I was spending a little time trying to get the dark line there from where the debris and stuff had set underneath that bug shield on his hood cleaned up. Been working on the passenger side. About the only thing I had was some of this turtle wax rubbing compound. Of course, I was going real easy with it, but it seems to have taken it off. There's still a little bit of adhesive left right there. I'll get that off of there whenever I pull the grill shell off. I get ready to put the new one on. But that stuff works really well. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up or not. He's got a lot of staining or something on this hood. Of course, it's kind of hard to tell because it's white, but it almost looks like, I'm not sure, because he used to live in Nashville. But that rubbing compound basically took it off. I'm not sure how well you can see the shine or whatever, but it didn't leave any scratches in the clear coat. I did back about this far to kind of even it out. You can kind of see where the rain has dripped down off the edges of the hood. So I'm almost wondering if the rain and stuff didn't have some type of contamination in it where he's been living down there. I mean, this stuff doesn't rub off real easy. I mean, it does come off, but the stuff up here on top of the hood, the little black specks, some of them move, some of them don't. And you got to rub pretty hard to get them going, so it's almost like they're embedded in the paint. But anyway, that seems like that rubbing compound is going to work pretty good. I had some white, which was actually a little bit less aggressive than the red, but he had some pretty good scratches in here. I'm not sure if it's where the deer hit it or what. It seemed like it was buffing those out pretty good as well. So this will probably be the end of the video until I get the new parts and stuff ready to install them. But Appreciate y'all watching, and everybody take care. I'll see you on the next one.